Good morning. What's going on? How are you guys? Welcome, welcome. Yes. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yo, what's up? Greetings from the Netherlands. Hello from the Netherlands. What's up? What's up? How are you? Hey. What's up, Stuart? What up, Clarence? Hakuna Matata. Dude, don't make fun of my hair, bro. This is legit. This is my superpower hair. Good morning. Happy Netherlands. What's up, guys? What's up? How are you guys? Viking life, just got to keep my hair was just down because I was enjoying it being down, but I can put it up. If it's going to distract you guys from life, I can put it up. I'll put it up in a minute. What's up, Big John? How are you? What's up? So it's beautiful outside. It's literally Tahoe life in the snow. What's up? It's literally gorgeous outside. I could not resist but to do a stream in my backyard or in my yard. So here we are streaming. Oh yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. How are you? A beautiful day. Yes. Why don't you unblock Tebow? I unblocked everybody. I literally unblocked everyone at the beginning of the year. So if you guys pissed me off last year, you get a chance. You get another chance. I decided to do something a little bit different today. So the stream's going to be a little bit different format. Let's see. Yeah, I think I unblocked everybody. I put up, okay, so today's stream is going to be basically an AMA. So I put up this tweet about 20 minutes ago. I put up a tweet on Twitter. My Twitter handle is KungfuNerd. So if you guys want to go ask me questions, I'm going to just answer questions on that tweet feed. So I think it was like my last tweet. I might have retweeted a couple of the questions because they didn't put their questions in the thread and I wanted to be able to answer them. So what's up, everybody? Cheers. How are you? Good morning. We're gonna just pretty much answer your questions today. So instead of going down and, can you guys hear that airplane, or is that just me being distracted by the airplane? Cool. Very cool. Yep. Okay. Cheers. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing a lot of different streams these days. I'm thinking about playing with streams where we maybe just stream when I'm out doing things, or whenever I'm just out. Like I wanted to be out in the yard today because it's so beautiful. It's literally gorgeous outside. And I was looking at a lot of things dropping as far as like updates and news. It seems like a lot of regurgitation of the same old thing. So I thought we'd just kind of open today's stream up to a conversation or to just chatting or to me ranting about stuff. So here we are. I have my coffee. I have my Twitter open. It looks like you guys are asking some questions. I'm giving away 5XRP to someone randomly that's asked the question. So if you guys want 5 XRP, ask some questions, and I'll pick one of you guys randomly to get some ZERPs. So, give me your questions. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what's important, and we'll figure it out. Favorite Die Hard movie? Did you make that? Did you already? I think you already made that tweet. Is that you right here, XRP Big Guy? My favorite Die Hard movie. You know what? Let's answer that one right off the bat since you're here. Since you're here and you're excited about this. Favorite Die Hard movie? Probably one. Die Hard 1's probably my favorite. I like all the other Die Hards too. They're good. Like I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody or anything, but I'm pretty sure that Die Hard 1 is like it's like the beginning, right? It's like yeah, I'm gonna go with 1. I like all the others too. They are great, but just you got to get the classic. You got to get classic. You know what happened with that? For sure. What's up? Yeah, Vincent, for sure. Nakatomi Tower. Yeah, that's the spot. That's where it's happening. Someone just asked what happened to all the streamers or all the people. That's a good question. Basically, I quit streaming for like 2 months. So I think people might have thought like, I'm not streaming anymore. I've been making an effort to get back to streaming. We're only 5 minutes in, so people will probably pile in. Usually it takes them a minute to like realize that I'm live, or it takes a minute for them to like get their notification or get here. So it's only 5 minutes in. We'll see how many people we can pull into our stream today. Also, I keep changing the format a little bit. So I'm changing the format of how I'm streaming, which is maybe people are thinking about different, like I was at different times for a minute, or I was doing like different kinds of streams. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I'm not really too concerned with it. I'm sure that people will come back and it'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. 11 people is all I need. I just need 12. Then I've got like Jesus numbers. Good morning. What's up? Good morning. It's morning time. People are at work. Yes, this is true. Make more raps. You think I should make more raps? I need to figure out how to get these comments to stay on the screen. There we go. Okay, hey, what's up? Oh, do you think XRP will take longer than you first expected? That's a good question. Stuart is asking about XRP, which is a cryptocurrency that we talk a lot about on this channel, a digital asset, if you will. And, you know, yes, I do think it'll probably take longer than I originally expected, but also I think that there's just like a reality with the entire market being down, the entire market being pulled by Bitcoin. So that's actually one of the questions someone asked about on the Twitter thread. So if you guys are just tuning in, I have a Twitter tweet out that's basically ask me anything, and it's a 5 XRP drop giveaway. So you guys go to my Twitter at @KungfuNerd. You can ask me a question, and I'm going through and answering these questions right now on stream. So go check out that thread. It's the one that has 5 million XRP drop giveaway at the top. It says retweet, follow, and ask any question, and I will answer them right now. So that's what we're doing, is answering your questions, and you just have to retweet and ask a question, and then we're off. We're set. So how many XRP you suggest? How many XRP I suggest for what? I don't understand that question. Yes, the time frame. So someone asked about that too. I'm gonna see if I can find this question. I'm just gonna start going through. I'll just go through the questions from the top actually. Question number one. Question number one. Little Zerp says 10,000 XRP. Little Zerp answered your question, Crypto Time, and said 10,000 XRP. What do you guys think about just doing like a live stream? What do you guys think about just doing a live stream until the next bull run? Like, I'll just leave this on. We'll just leave this on. Live streaming until bull run. Live stream until the bull run. What do you guys think about that? Okay. No? Maybe? What's up? What's up? What's up? Cheers. How many XRP do you suggest? 10,000 says, who is that said that? Good morning, Rohit. What's up, Rohit Kumar? How are you? Who said that? Little Zerp said that. You can hear me. Excellent. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, totally. It's a beautiful day. It's really nice out in Austin, and I didn't want to sit inside. I wanted to be outside. I actually skipped lunch. I want you guys to know, I just skipped lunch with 2 amazing, beautiful ladies just to sit here with you guys and answer your questions. What's your question? Tell me what your questions are. Tell me more. What do you want to know? Will you take over the bee farm? No, I'm not taking over the bee farm. That's wrong, dude. That's wrong. You're right. I probably should have gone to lunch. Especially looking at how many people showed up. Just like maybe I should have gone to lunch, maybe not, whatever. We'll figure that out. It's just my friends. It's not like that. Crypto Sifu, I like this question. Crypto Sifu asks, what's the purpose of Snake Creeps Down? Are you asking about like the application purpose of it? Like, are you asking about how does it apply as a Marshall application? Yo, what's up? Crypto Sifu says we are always here. Mike Smith says we are here. Cheers. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm here. We're here at the same time. Oh my goodness. What's up? Oh, look at us. Look at here. Yes, in martial arts applications. Snake Creeps Down is really interesting. There's a couple different parts of Snake Creeps Down that you can use for application purposes. Hey, Crypto Time, thank you. I like you as well. OMG, says Mike Smith. Stuart XRP says, oh, what was that? I missed that one. Have you heard from Clara? I haven't seen her active on Twitter, YouTube for months. I have not heard from Clara at all. I don't know. Hopefully she's well. Hopefully she's doing okay. I haven't seen her in a brief minute. I think that I saw someone the other day that was maybe like, they might have made a comment that made me feel like it maybe was Clara with a new alias. Shh. I'm not going to tell who it is or who it is. So, Snake Creeps Down, the application. I feel like I need to like get up and do it. I feel like I'd have to get up and do it to show the application of Snake Creeps Down. Nice background. Yeah, this is my yard. No chopping through FUD today, nor staying ahead of any FOMO. We can totally stay ahead of FOMO and chop through FUD. I have my other phone right here. I'm literally plugged in. I'm ready. I was looking at all the updates. I looked at all like the things that are happening basically in the news, and there was not a lot that basically is happening. So we're just gonna kind of like bounce around ideas and like hang out. And if you guys have discussion, if you guys have questions about some of the articles that came out, or if you guys have questions about what the news is, then you can totally throw some questions at me and I'll give you my honest opinion. But there wasn't anything new. A lot of the information today is being presented in crypto is regurgitated news about the JPM coin, or about, I guess there's a Stellar IBM thing that's happening. There's still discussions of Satoshi, Yoshitaka Katao. I don't know why I call him Satoshi. Yoshitaka Katao making references to XRP market dominance over Bitcoin, which we've talked about for a long time. So a lot of that's just regurgitation of old stuff, and I thought it'd be fun. I like this kind of interface with you. I like being able to see you guys' comments and respond in real time and get like a conversation going. Sometimes when I'm in the studio streaming on OBS, it's hard to like manage everything, to check your comments, to look at what I'm feeding into the screen next, to blah blah blah, hit the honkies, etc. etc. So thank you. Yeah, thanks for showing up. What's up? Cheers. Awesome. Do it. Not much today. Crypto SB, my boy. Crypto SB, what's up, dude? PS Unit, Lion, awesome. Not much today. What's up? Do it. Crypto Sifu is talking about, he wants to know the application for Snake Creeps Down. So there's a couple different applications for Snake Creeps Down. One would be the beginning of the posture. Snake Creeps Down is the part where you're bridging down towards your extended leg, right? So you're bridging down towards your extended leg. That hand that's leading could actually be pulling. So if you're pulling someone down and shooting low, that's kind of like it'd be almost like a throw. It'd be like a pulling someone off center, using your pullback and the receptive quality of the stance to send them down towards the earth. So the first part of Snake Creeps Down could literally be the hand that's pulling down towards the extended leg is a pulling motion to destabilize your opponent. The second part of Snake Creeps Down is headed towards the golden rooster that stands on one leg, the golden cock that stands on one leg. That is one of my favorite applications, actually, from leaving. If you're leaving the Snake Creeps Down pose, you're already basically low in avoiding a high attack. You're already in a low center of gravity, and you're coming up through and under their guard. So it's like an uppercut strike to their neck from a lower position. So first part of Snake Creeps Down, like I would say, evasive, destabilizing, you're pulling maybe someone or escaping. The second part, coming out of Snake Creeps Down and into Golden Rooster, is coming up through and underneath their guard and delivering a blow. So that's a good question. I could do a video about that. I could literally do a whole video about the applications of Tai Chi Chuan. I love Tai Chi Chuan too, by the way. Tai Chi Chuan is one of my favorite arts, the grand ultimate. So yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna try to get to some of these questions that are actually on the Twitter. So if you guys have not figured out what's going on, I have a Twitter post up today. It's called, what is it called? retweet, follow me, and ask me anything. We have a bunch of questions on here. I'm going to start going through these questions and answering them. That's what we're going to do today for our stream. What is happening? Let's see. What is your favorite Die Hard movie? We answered that one. You asked that in screen. You asked that in the thread here. You asked that in this chat. I say the first one. I think the first one's my favorite Die Hard movie for sure. Jim through site says, "Is this real?" Yes, this is real. I'm answering your questions right now. When will the results get announced? These are not really. These are not great. These are not good questions. Why am I reading them? When will the results get announced? Right now. I'm reading your question on stream. Binance decentralized, what will it mean for the consumer price? That's actually something that did come out today. That's what's kind of interesting to look at, is Binance launching the decentralized exchange. So Binance launching their trial version. So it's basically like a trial of the decentralized exchange they're launching. And I think that that's probably something I should save for a full edit, like a full edit video about the difference. So we'll talk about that. I'll do a video about that. Do it. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? Do you spar with me on the moon? Will you spar with me on the moon? You do. Don't tease me with a good time. I grew up practicing ocho. I grew up practicing a couple of styles. The Okinawan art Weche Ryu is very much like a discipline of speaking action language. We did like one form for 3 years while our teacher hit us, our sensei hit us, and that form is Sanchen, three battles. That is a very, very interesting style, and I learned how to speak an action language. Basically, sparring is an action language, so that's pretty much being part of that conversation. You know, cheers. Yeah, that's a good question. Will I spar with you? Of course, I'd love to spar. There's actually a good bit of fundamentals out there, but yes, I agree. So much repetitive news. Yeah, actually, Jalen, you were right, my friend. There is some good stuff out there, like the decentralized exchange announcement that came out today with Binance is good. I was looking at that earlier. That's pretty positive, but it's still in testnet phase, so that's interesting. Jalen also says, "How are you today, brother Foo?" Brothers and sisters of the interwebs, YouTube fam, what is up? I hope you guys are feeling well. I'm feeling very well. It's actually gorgeous out here. It's like, so nice. It's so nice out here. And I hung out with my brother yesterday, and our good friends that are in town for a few more days, and it was a blast just to kick it. My friend's wife made this like amazing dinner. It was so good. Oh my God. Just like the best food ever. And then now I'm here. Now I'm here with you guys. I like literally passed out last night. I was like, I should do something productive. And then I just fell asleep like really early too. I was like texting with my friend. I was like trying to text back my friend and be like, yo. And then I fell asleep actually. And that was my whole night. Yeah, so I'm trying to answer the questions on the Twitter thread, but I like that you guys are asking questions on here too. What's up? Cheers, definitely fun. How am I today? I'm very well. Thank you so much. How are you guys today? Hope you guys are feeling well, having a good day out there. Hope you guys are getting to possibly, feel the good vibes out here. It is so gorgeous out today. It is so gorgeous today. I also just got a new camera, so I'm like kind of riding this like high from getting this like sweet new Sony Alpha. It's a Sony Alpha 3, this A7 III. Oh my goodness. If you guys have not seen, I just put up a new Instagram post. I went to ABP yesterday to practice playing with the camera which is like a local gym, a climbing gym. I just went there because I wanted to play inside it was rainy and cold. I wanted to play with the camera, play with some depth and lighting and self-portrait, self-photography. So I did that, put up one of the photos I took on my Instagram. You guys can go see if the camera looks nice, if it's a better quality than whatever I'm normally posting with. And I've been using a couple different cameras. I actually have like a whole Sony production kit now with like that mini 4K camera I have that does slow-mo, and with this A7 III. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice setup. I'm pretty excited about this. And I'm getting a gimbal too, so I'll be like a full movie production studio myself. That's it. I'm taking over the world. James Armagos says, definitely more fun to interact and highly more entertaining. Thank you so much for showing up and appreciating my streams. I'm going to start diversifying my stream content as well. So We might do streams where I'm just like at the park with friends, or maybe streams where I might do a stream where I just like, you guys ever seen that guy, Mr. Beast? He inspired me the other day. He did a stream where he counted to like 100,000. I was like, that sounds cool. I don't know if I'm that cool. Like, I don't know if I can actually count to 100,000 on stream. I'm gonna think of something like that. You guys should tweet ideas to me like that. I'm gonna put up a tweet right now. It says, stream ideas, go here. What's something outrageous that you'd want to see? Like me go downtown and stream? The other day, you guys used to say, the other day, people said I should go downtown and talk to people on stream, and I was like, that sounds dangerous because they could say anything. I don't even care anymore. Let's do it. I'm ready to risk it all. Stream ideas, please. I'm gonna put this up. Stream ideas tweet, please, and I'm gonna put. Shit. Oops. I'm not cursing. All right, I'm putting up that tweet, stream ideas. There we go. I'm on Twitter right now, so I'm looking at this tweet Galgatron just put up. You guys know Galgatron. He's talking about the latest chart showing sustained micropayments and what appears to be a speculative bump in the past couple days. Talking about the medium and blue payment category also sustaining a little bit of growth. So he's putting up some charts talking about, I think, the XRP ledger showing some cumulative growth as far as remittance payments. I think we also recognized yesterday there's a little bit of a bump in just because of Bitcoin. Also, a lot of the coins are pulling up a little bit. So nothing too crazy about that. Nothing too crazy there. Oh man, you guys are killing it. I got comments for days. Okay, what, Dan, are you a Sifu? Crypto Sifu says, I am, yes. Little Zerp says, I'm asking Brendan. That's a great question. You know what? One of my favorite answers to that question is, you're asking if I'm a Sifu, basically like a master. And I think that first off, there's an interesting question to that. There's an interesting paradox to that question. And the way martial arts manifest in the West is really unique. Basically, in order to answer this question effectively, I have to go back and talk about how the way we were introduced to martial arts was fused with our military. So back in the day, before martial arts had arrived in the Americas in the way it has now, there's not the same type of military grading and structure that we see in martial arts now. It was not inherently built into martial arts in the Orient, or in the ancient like structure of teaching. You know, there would be teachers obviously and people that were proficient at the arts, but this is the saying. This is what I'm going to say. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. This is the saying that goes with this. No one's a master outside the dojo, is what it goes like. No one's a master outside the dojo. And it's kind of dethroning the idea of people walking around outside in the world as masters, because what happens too, especially in the West, is people are masters inside the dojo and they're proficient at their art, but then they leave the dojo and they expect this throne to follow them. They expect to have this like throne always placed before them just because they teach martial arts at their studio. And what's really funny is, like, if you go back to the beginning of martial arts, and the reality of martial arts being something that, like, a black belt was really just a belt that was white, that just got super dirty from years of using it in practice. When the military started making bases in Japan for whatever war they're in, like during World War II, they're basically putting bases in Japan. One of the things the soldiers had to do, they had to go and get military credit. They had to basically not military credit, they had to do physical exercise credit. Like, in order for them to have a certain amount of, they had to basically do this is like so hard to articulate right now. Okay. Basically, when our military was making bases in Japan, they had options for their PE credits. They had to have a certain amount of PE credits. Now, one of the options for them was to go take local martial arts schools. They could go to a local martial arts school and learn martial arts from a local teacher as one of their physical education credits. Now, some people really started doing that and realizing how cool the arts were and how amazing they were, and they started really enjoying going and doing that. So they're basically taking martial arts as a PE credit for the military. Now, when they eventually these soldiers get sent home, and some of them achieved a pretty high rank inside these systems in Japan. One of the things that happened was this fusion of military and martial arts. So they started using the ranking system of martial art, and they started using the belt system and the classification system that there was inherently a quality of the military. It wasn't necessarily a quality of the martial arts. So when martial arts arrived in the States, they had these adopted these like very structured belt and ranking system that was actually not originally part of the arts. Now, that's fine. It's totally fine. And this is just one of the manifestations of the way the Western mind works, wanting to categorize and structure and tier and grade and rank. And that's just how it arrived on the scene here in the West. So, yeah. To answer your question, great. Now my neighbor is going to be doing stuff. It's too late. It's too loud. Yeah, to answer your question, I don't think anybody's a master outside their dojo. And I don't have a dojo. So if that answers your question, there you go. And yeah, are you a master outside the dojo? I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. I'm gonna try to get some of your comments really quick before my neighbor gets too loud here. Good amount of fundamentals out there. Will you spar with me? How's it going? Are you a Sifu? That question, I don't know if I answered it very clearly. I am very proficient at moving my body and understanding martial arts applications, but I would be reluctant to call myself a master since I don't really have a dojo. And if I was a master of my dojo, I wouldn't be a master outside the dojo, if you get what I'm saying. Like, we're all just people out in the world. Some of us with skills, some of us with sweet ninja skills, some of us with like secret government skills. I've used that to avoid a crescent kick and brought knee up for groin and rooster technique. Yeah, the knee up right there is really good too. Binance decentralized, what will it mean for consumers and price? That's a good question as well. The decentralized nature of the exchange that they're launching is I want to go into that in greater detail in a video, but basically what that means is they're just removing the centralized component of their exchange, which is the capital, storage, and exchange books. So yeah, it's a good question. Just left court. What did you miss? Nothing. Nothing's happening. I mean, we're just answering questions from Twitter. So we have people that are literally asking questions right now, and I'm still not answering them. I'm gonna get to them. Dezam, no, food just started. Ha ha ha. I've studied karate since 9 years old. Cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, I've studied a variety of different martial arts throughout my life. So it's kind of fun. Fu, have you been able to master and control your heartbeat even with no physical movement? That is quite a skill, Jalen. And I'm going to go ahead and say no. I've not mastered controlling my heartbeat. I think I had a good few examples of me not having as much control over my heart recently than I would like. It's hard. I'm practicing. Crypto Sifu says, or hey, James says, hey, that's awesome. You nailed my last name. Thank you so much for showing up. And I'm happy that I could actually pronounce your last name. That seems like one of the hardest things about interacting with you guys sometimes is like trying to not butcher your names. Let's see. I'm a big fan of your videos talking to people out and about. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll do a video where we're out and about talking to people. What about going onto the UT campus? Interested to see what college kids think. That's true. I could go to campus and turn a live stream on and see what people think. KungfuNerd, do you know anything about Qigong? Do you practice? If yes, could you make a video about that? That's actually a really interesting question, Lox. I actually have a video about Qigong on my channel already. I have the Bao Dao Jin set, which is one of the most common sets for Qigong exercises. Bao Dao Jin is a great beginner set. It's a very, very common Qigong set. I love Qigong. It's definitely one of my favorite arts. I also think that one of my favorite martial artists back in the day made this this comment, and it really kind of stuck with me. He said, if you want to be good at Kung Fu, be good at Qigong. If you want to be good at Qigong, practice meditation. That's the cycle right there too. Is like, if you want to be good at explosive Kung Fu, practice Qigong. If you want to be better at Qigong and understand Qigong, practice meditation. So that's like a cycle. It's a cycle right there. And those are really there's a very interconnected. First, Anthony Jackson, what's up? First, Crypto Sifu says, I teach. Cheers. What's up? Yes, I used to teach at a local Kung Fu school. I used to teach their kids classes and run some of the adult programs. I have not taught Kung Fu class in a long time. What up? Close one. LOL. What's up? Something clever. How are you? Later, Victor. Good to see you, man. I'm going to take martial arts for the first time, maybe karate. Max, that's a great idea. Someone asked me a question about martial arts on here, so that is, they asked something about like how martial arts serves people in the world, so we can maybe tie that into this question that someone put up on Twitter. They said, wow, there's a lot of questions on here now. I'm trying to find this one. Wow, there's so many good questions on here. Jeez, you guys are great. Okay, Modus asked this, and this kind of ties into what you were just saying about trying your first martial arts class. He said, do you find that the discipline of being involved and learning a martial art has prepared you better than anything else in life for the world of crypto, or is something else more crucial to it in order to be successful, inherent drive, being organized, etc.? That's a really good question, and I feel like that's maybe two different questions that I'm going to put together in one kind of thing. It feels like we're talking a lot about martial arts today. Maybe this is like a sign. You guys want some more Kung Fu videos? I keep promising Kung Fu videos, and I've yet to deliver like Kung Fu videos for like 3 years. I think the last one we made was like a parody video where I made fun of myself. Let's see. So yeah, one of my favorite martial artists that discusses about this concept, Mori Ushiba, who is the founder of Aikido. He talks about how martial arts has this this really powerful quality in today's society to not necessarily give you the ability to stand up for yourself in a physical sense, because like in a physical sense that is important. Self-defense is very important. You know, the self-defense quality of martial art is obviously up there as far as like the reasons to do it. But one of the bigger reasons I think that he cites about today's society, and of course, body movement, body awareness, physical proprioception, like your body's awareness of how it's moving through time and space is a really big part of it. But I think also one of the biggest things about martial arts that he recognizes is the ability for you to have an emotional quality to saying no. So like your ability to stand up against what you perceive to be wrong in society. A lot of us fall into groupthink behaviors where we just do what other people are doing, or we're just doing what the group is approving, or it's very dogmatic in our approach, very confirmation bias and dogmatic, without a lot of freedom of thought, without a lot of freedom for independence. And I think what he recognized as one of the best qualities of martial arts was gifting individuals with the ability to say no to something that they see happening in real life in front of them. And that could be as simple as saying no to some prejudice or some abuse or some type of mistreatment or some type of wrong that's happening that most people just sit by and let it happen. And we have reality shows. You have reality shows where people are like tested by like seeing what their reaction to something is. And I think I relate this now. Now I practice a lot of yoga because yoga showed me in a way like how the medium we use to refine is not need to be categorized or labeled. Like one of the founding structures, one of the fundamental structures of martial arts is the unity. Three battles. The Sanshin form I did forever, that's like the first form I ever did, is about 3 battles. It's about your mind, body, and spirit, and your battle with the 3 of them, and how you're trying to unite them and like form them into one solid structure. So the being that can fuse their mind, body, and spirit into one unit is like a warrior of light, in a sense. And so that's what got me really into yoga. Was when I started looking and doing yoga, I started realizing that it's the fundamental, it has a very similar foundation, or the approach to uniting, or to yoking, or the union of the three things you control: your mind, body, and spirit. So I started realizing that like a lot of the root practices of refinement that we get in martial arts for self-improvement and for body mastery and for controlling the mind, like the mind in Chinese medicine, or in Chinese discussions, often is a wild horse. So the mind's a wild horse, or no, the heart's maybe a horse and the mind's a monkey. Maybe I'm confusing those. Anyway, so yeah, the mind is wild, and we're trying to learn how to regulate it and pull it in, and we're also utilizing the capacity to enter into a certain mental state by using the structure of the body and the structure of the body and the structure of the breath. Yeah, totally. No, you're right. It's the monkey mind. So yeah, I think the heart is the horse, maybe. So yeah, you gotta let the iron monkey. You gotta let the practice kind of like do its work, where you're putting yourself in these physical postures, and you're utilizing your breath, and you're tempering your spirit and your mind and body over and over again in this refinement loop. That's probably one of the best benefits of practicing martial arts, or practicing yoga, or practicing any kind of practice that brings you awareness and mindfulness and tunes you into your vessel. So yes, you should take a martial arts class. You should go to a yoga class. Do whatever calls. People used to ask me this all the time, because I primarily did martial arts. They were like, what martial art style is the best? Or what one is going to be the best for me? And I would always say, the one you like the most. The one that you like the most is going to be the best. The one that you want to do. The one that's going to get you up and make you feel like doing more martial arts. That's probably the one that you want to do. So, a good question. Really good questions. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of like the emotional qualities, to be able to say no, the ability for you to stand up for yourself, or to stand up for others, to think independently, and also just to like be able-bodied, to be able to like squat and move and run and walk into your old age. That's going to be a big thing too. A lot of us have such a sedentary lifestyle. It's hard for us to always stay on top of our movement, complex movement training, or movement in general. We just don't move as much as we used to. And movements, your body, through Wolf's Law, your body learns how to keep up with the load you place on it by the load you place on it. It's like a paradox. So it's like it's only going to basically be able to handle the load you place on it. So you got to build it up slowly. It's like progressive overload. You know what I mean? Like if you haven't been doing anything or moving or working out in a long time, it's going to be really challenging to get back into it. Really challenging. Great explanation. Yo. Martial arts are used for physical training. Yeah, definitely. They harden the body and the mind, and the spirit. That's pretty much what it is. It's like tempering the body, mind, and spirit. Same for yoga. Yoga, originally the history of yoga, if you guys don't know, the yoga originally was for warrior men to learn. And interestingly enough, some of the roots, I read an article about the roots of Tai Chi the other day, and the roots of Tai Chi Chuan, and some of the roots of like other like Wu-Dang martial arts, leading back to like this story of shamanism, and how basically like a shaman teacher wanted to gift his students this like certain mental place, this mental state of perception. And in order to do that, what he would do is he would actually gift them this dance. It's not like a dance, it's a form. It's like a martial art form. And so like thinking about yoga or thinking about martial arts, when you're doing a session of movement that's basically combined with breath and postures in a specific way, those postures are basically they're gifting you with the gates basically of perception. So they call them like gates of perception. So moving your body physically through these different postures and breathing through them is a way for the student to arrive at a mental place. And the teacher can't correct your brain. The teacher can't correct your brawn, but they can adjust your posture and encourage your breath to elongate. and be more fluid. And this refines the brain. This refines the internal structure. So that's a really interesting root of some of the ideas of shamanism and martial arts going back to antiquity. I really like that idea. I teach but still mastering myself. Yes, we're all still learning. Big John says, did Mt. Gox pay out the rest of their Bitcoin they owed customers yesterday? I do not know if they paid that all out yet, but I do know that there was speculation that if they all got paid out, the people might be selling some of their coins because this was like 2 years ago that happened. So yeah, I think that's a good question to think about. Still no ranking system in Muay Thai. Okay, that's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's true. What are your experiences, thoughts about Muay Thai? I think Muay Thai is great. I think Muay Thai is an amazing art. I like it. Ong Bak for life. I like how you passed by me. I'm guessing that means there's still no Snoop hotkey. Did I pass by you? First. I didn't pass by you. I said first when you said first. Anthony Jackson, how are you? Cheers. I have no honkies today on this. There's no honkies out here. I'm in my yard. Karate is the basic balance and focus. Combine karate and taekwondo. It's about personal growth. I guess I'm catching up on the comments about martial arts. Consciousness is everything, yet the heart is the first inner organ created. We are going deep. Love it. Okay, I'm going to answer some more of the questions that are actually on this. So if you guys just tuned in, I have a tweet that's asked me anything. It looks like I got a lot of questions to start answering, so we got to get to this. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to retweet it. So it's the most current retweet on my bio, or on my profile. So, top of my Twitter, you can ask questions. We got about 20 minutes left in stream, and I'll see if I can get to all of them. When will be the bull run? When will be the bull run? I have no idea when the bull run is going to be or when the next bull run is. That's a great question. I would love to be able to tell you, but I don't know. Insecurity Exchange says 5 million drops is 5 XRP, correct? Yes, that is correct. So each 1 XRP is a million drops. Drops are basically the smallest increment that you can put an XRP out as is a drop. So 1 XRP is 1 million drops, correct. I'm going to heart these as I go through them. Okay. Who do you think will implement XRP first, and will it require a number of banks to implement it full-time or at the same time to work? That's a good question. So I think that we already have XRP implemented as a settlement layer for the R3 Corda app that basically they're talking about launching with 50 new bank partners yesterday. There is, again, the reality that I can send money with XRP right now to someone using the ledger. Like the other day, who was it that runs that venture capitalist group that basically has been a big proponent of XRP for a minute? They basically used it the other day to send $50 million. So you can use XRP right now to move $50 million if you know how to do it with the ledger correctly. As far as like implementation with a simple user interface, that's pretty much what we were talking about yesterday with the R3 Corda Settler app being pushed to market with an app that is really simple for people to use. So simple app for people to basically have access to using XRP but not really know what it is. And that's the next tier as far as adoption possibilities is like, how can you get people to use it simply? You make a sweet app. They join it. They just want to use the app because it's a service to them. It just benefits them. It offers cost savings or time savings or whatever. Okay, Dusty says, my question. This is a big question. Dusty, thank you so much for the thoughtful question that you put together here. Why bubbles are round? That's a simple question, actually. Bubbles are round just like how planets are round because that's an equal distribution of mass. So the way that time and space work, they're not going to be able to sustain that structure unless, especially at at the molecular density that a bubble or a planet is in comparison to like the gravitational pull around it. The only way that works is because of equal distribution of mass. So that's pretty much just like a basic law of physics. Equal distribution of mass. Good deal. How are you, says Michael Delk. Yeah, I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. How are you today? Hope you guys are well. What does it feel like to be so generous? Thanks for giving people chances. Michelle M. Trainer says, I don't really know what it's like to be so generous because I'm pretty hard on myself. So I don't actually think I give enough. I've been thinking about this a lot recently, how I can give more or what I can do to give more of myself and how I can share more of myself with the world and how am I most effective in doing so. And I feel like I told a new friend this the other day where I feel like I'm just like taking this knife and like cutting myself out like every day. I'm just like cutting out all myself and throwing it to the foot of the world. And I don't know if I know how to do it any other way. I appreciate that you think I'm very generous, but I think I could be more generous. I want to give more. I want to take more of my time and give it to people that I can help and that I can shine light on. So thank you so much. That makes me feel really good, Michelle. What does it feel like to be so generous with little hearts and smiley faces? Thanks for giving people chances. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being part of the stream or being part of this conversation or this community. I really appreciate you. I know that we weren't streaming for a little while, and I know that the streams have kind of changed as far as like how I'm interfacing with you. I'm definitely enjoying this simple phone stream because as I start to maybe be other places away from my computer, it's nice to be able to stream just like this with you guys and talk and say what's up. So I appreciate that. I'm looking at how to be more generous, actually. So I don't know what it feels like to be so generous. I think I'm trying to do more. I want to give more. How much time left for results? I'm gonna like that one and say, how much time is left, guys? 20 minutes? I'm gonna say 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Nice, 5 million drops. Wait, did I not send? 20 minutes. So yeah, you guys can go ask me questions for another 20 minutes and I'll try to get to them all. Okay. Did I make it in time? Yeah, your question just got read and I just answered it. Yes, you made it in time. Jim through the right says, KFN, help me buy this car. And he sent me a photo of a car. I'm sorry, I can't help you buy that car. I don't know how I would do that. I could offer you like some financial planning advice. You know, start saving. Start saving for your new car, bro. This is an interesting question too. Crypto Max says, how much XRP do you have? You guys want to know how many XRP I have? Too bad. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you nothing. This is a really good question too. How do you feel when you make someone happy with your gift? Elamine 1. This is a really heavy question, but it's also really light. It's super easy to answer, but it's also not easy to answer. This is pretty interesting. How do I feel when I make someone happy with my gift? You know, usually I feel really good. And usually that's why I like giving. That's kind of goes back to the, why are you so generous comment. I don't know. I don't know how else to do anything other than try to help, especially if I see people that are willing to receive help and I can help. That's just one of the best. People are like what makes the world go round. Like us connecting, us seeing each other, us learning and growing and sharing experiences from each other. Like that's what makes the world work. We're all just out here trying to figure it out. We're all just trying to like do better and create a better world for the kids of tomorrow. So when we recognize that we're all putting out our best attempt to refine and improve, but also be compassionate and forgiving. Like that's one of the most powerful things you can do is be of utility or be of service to others. And so that's in yoga, that's like your karma yoga. That's like you giving, and you don't do it because you get something out of it. You do it just because you do it. And like, that's That's some heavy stuff. It's kind of like, it goes back to like the story of Bodhidharma and how he brought Shaolin Kung Fu to China. From basically, Bodhidharma was a yogi. He was a prince in India, and he decided to travel the Silk Road and go to China and explore. And when he showed up, one of the emperors had already learned about Buddhism, and he was like, "Hey, I built a bunch of temples because I learned about karma in Buddhism. How much karma did I get, and what do I get out of this?" And Bodhidharma was like, "That's not how it works. You get nothing for this because you built these in anticipation of getting something." And so that kind of neglects the positive action. So that's a really complicated question. How do I feel when you make someone happy? I feel happy that they're happy, but I also feel I feel of use. I feel valuable, which is good, which is really good, actually. So yeah, I feel like I'm useful, or I feel like I'm valuable, or I feel like I'm helping, or like I'm being part of something, or I'm part of something bigger than me. I recognize like the interconnected quality of myself in this machine, and so that feels really well. That feels really good. So yeah, I'd say I'm happy. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much. That's a good comment. These are really heavy. These are heady comments today. These are like existentialist questions. Okay, I like this. I like these questions. What's fulfillment meant to you? What does fulfillment mean to you? Fulfillment mean to you? Wow. I don't know if I was ready for these. Just like live streaming and trying to answer these questions. These are big questions. Wow. Fulfillment. I don't know if this answers my personal fulfillment. Hey, what's up? Hi. I don't know if this answers my personal fulfillment question, but I will recognize that one of my favorite articles that I regurgitate often is a Harvard study that talks about the I think it's maybe the three or four. Let's see, mastery, autonomy. I think the 3 psychological needs that we seek every day. So this is a really interesting article that Harvard put together talking about what psychological needs we seek out every day. And they're not that surprising if you think about them, but they kind of are. And it's good to be aware of these. These are things that we seek. This is like something that we seek every day to be part of. And this is going back to this question, what is fulfillment to you? And I have to recognize that fulfillment might sometimes fall just subconsciously into these 3 categories very easily without me even realizing it. So the 3 things that we seek every day that are part of our psychological reward is 1, mastery. So we want to get better at things. We want to be proficient. We want to be getting better all the time at the things we put our attention and time into. That's why it's interesting to think about if we're mindful of what we're doing. Like if we're just watching TV all the time, like how do you get better at watching TV? You don't. You know, like but what are you being mindful of when you're doing it? Like how are you driving your car? Or how are you sitting at your desk right now? Are you sitting upright? Are you pulling your shoulders back and relaxing them down your back away from your ears? Are you elongating your breath even in the middle of your stressful workday? And so like thinking about mastery is a really big psychological need. It's very fulfilling to be aware of our need to master things and also to forgive ourselves for the reality that we'll never be a complete master of anything, that we'll continually be growing and learning all the time. So that's the first psychological reward we seek is mastery. We want to be better at things that we do. The second one is autonomy. We want to be free to do what we want. We want to be able to choose what we're doing and why. So the freedom of choice, the power of choice is a big psychological reward that we get every day. So fulfillment for me comes down to a lot of mastery and autonomy. How much can I choose what I'm doing today? How free am I to choose what I'm doing? And also, how good am I at doing these things? And do I get better at them? Am I getting better? Am I practicing? Am I mindfully refining this pursuit of mine? And I always like to think about the reality is we're always departing from where we are and arriving at where we turn our focus. So if we're turning our attention to something that we're always arriving where we turn our attention, basically. So be mindful of what you're paying attention to or what you're giving your space to. What are you giving your mind's space to? So that's really good question. And the third one, the third psychological need that we have every day is interconnectedness, for the ability for us to connect with people in a community, people in our lives, people like family and friends, or like this right now. One of the biggest things about the study that was interesting is the study was actually done around technology and the way we connect through video games and social media. And it was recognizing that even though social media has a very negative, even though social media has a lot of shadows cast around it, or a lot of negative discussions around it as far as like mental health, there's actually a very real quality that social media brings interconnectedness to people that don't have another outlet for that. So if you don't have people in your real life you can connect to, and you're able to connect through a live stream or through a video game or through social media in a way that brings you that psychological need, that psychological, you're seeking this psychological validation for your interconnected quality. So the ability for you to be interconnected with the world around you. So these three things every day we're really trying to pay attention to. Autonomy, can we choose it? Mastery, can we get better at it? And interconnectedness, can we be part of the community doing it? That's a really good thing to think about. And that for me is fulfillment. I don't know if that doesn't really bridge to my personal fulfillment right now and what I'm doing personally, but it does kind of give you an idea of like what a structure of fulfillment could feel like. Being aware of those psychological needs that we all take part in. This is a great question. Thank you, Jeffrey, for how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? First, we have to decide if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Then we can answer your question. Milan, hashtag XRP says, what's your secret to being this beautiful? Honestly, I'm not really sure if I can take this question seriously. I really appreciate you guys that think I'm beautiful, but like, I guess I just can't take this question seriously right now. I don't know if you really think I'm beautiful or if you're trolling me. I go up and down on my self-love days. Some days I feel like I am beautiful. Some days I feel like I'm not. I'm a mess. So thank you so much for this. This comment really means a lot right now. Thank you so much for thinking I'm beautiful. And if you're trolling me, cheers. You got me. What's your secret to being beautiful? I don't know if I have any secrets about being beautiful. I do like to drink a lot of water, which I need to be drinking more water. But I have usually drink a lot of water. I exercise a lot. I do a lot of breathing exercises, and I try to not be too tense or stressed out. But that's been kind of hard recently. I've been a little bit more stressed out than probably ever before. But I will recognize that like, that's why I like to practice. That's why I like to do all my mindful movement exercises, because it kind of tunes me back into my body. I really think that your body also is a manifestation of how you feel on the inside. So like, I know some people that maybe you wouldn't pay them to be like a model, but like they make me feel good just being around them. They're beautiful people. I love just who they are and like what they say and like what they share and what they think about. Like that, those are positive qualities. And sometimes I think one of the secrets to being beautiful, and I know I struggle with this sometimes, is just like loving yourself enough and unashamedly loving yourself to show the world that they can love themselves, that we're all beautiful, that we're all, we have all been gifted just like the opportunity to be alive right now, to be like alive in this place. So it's pretty amazing to be anything at all. There's no secrets. There's no secrets. There's all secret. It's all secrets, actually. What features are you most interested in being fully developed on the XRPL in the future? Fungibility, security, lower wallet reserves, reserve withdrawn upon closing wallets, or something else? Coach, this is a really good question. You know what? One of the things that I think I'm most excited about as far as the XRPL advancements is I saw them talking and discussing about some code advancements that would basically put a pairing with like digital assets being paired to paper money, or digital assets being paired to checks or something like that. So basically, thinking about having like fiat or checks issued that have serial code numbers paired back to specific digital tokens that are basically spendable on either side. It's a very complex structure, a very complex question, but that's one of the things that I'm excited about being voted in for sure. So that's a good question. Good cheers. How much money have you made or do you have in crypto altogether? Wow. You guys really want to know about my money. I usually encourage you guys to not make yourself targets by telling people these questions. So I'm going to go ahead and lead by example and not tell you these questions. I'm just not going to tell you that. How old are you? Wow. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm 34. I'm a 34-year-old. It feels crazy to say that. I didn't really think I'd make it this far. I didn't think I'd make it to 30. Here I am, 34 years old. Nivantha Yas Kantarana Nivantha Yasas Kantirathana. The biggest coin that's in your portfolio. Biggest coin, like size-wise, they're all the sow. They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all the same size. I don't understand that question at all. Like what's my biggest holdings? Okay, I'm gonna try to see if there's a few more questions that have been posted since we started. Why do people have lost their minds over making money online? That's a good question. Lost their minds making money online. I think I saw some videos about that, about like creators burnout, or I saw some videos the other day about YouTubers that just stopped completely because it was too much, or they just kind of got tired of it. So yeah, I'd love to know more about that. I don't know why people are losing their minds. Will XRP ever flip BTC in your opinion? Yes. I think XRP will definitely take BTC dominance easily. I think it's going to happen. I think BTC dominance is short-lived. It'll be short-lived at best. XRP price March 19th. You want me to guess the price on a month from now? Wow. Calling random people over the phone to promote XRP. I think that's the stream idea comment. Okay, wait. Where am I at? Uh-oh, we're running out of battery. How many days a week or how many times a day do you practice whip and nene? Wow. I don't know if that's public information. You are very generous. Fu, thoughts on the XLM platform? KFN, have you given away that Ledger Nano? I could use one. G Money, if you want that, bro, let me know. I got one. I just need you to pay for the shipping. Jane, hello. What's going on? Loxed Wolf says, great, and what you should show, wait. What is this? Your content's great, and what you don't know, you show your learning, sharing it with us. With all that you have inspired many people, what do you think about that? Thank you so much, Lox. Vero, you are very kind. Thank you so much for your kind words. I asked about the question about BTC and XRP being tethered. What can we do? Write letters, beg exchanges. That's an interesting question. James is asking about what is happening with XRP being tethered to Bitcoin, and that's just because that's just one of the natures of the reality of how it's working right now, and we'll never be completely detethered. There'll be developments as far as like more fiat pairings to XRP in larger corridors that will take away the way it's paired, but I don't think it'll ever be completely decoupled as much as people think that it will be. And honestly, a majority of that tethering that we're experiencing right now is from just the sheer dominance of Bitcoin, and also just the amount of the lack of other pairings. So it's just a development that'll take time. I think it'll take a lot of time. It'll take a lot of exchanges, putting up more fiat pairings to XRP, higher volume fiat pairings, basically bigger corridors of currency pairings that are not cryptocurrencies, or if they are, they're just not Bitcoin. So yeah. Sherry Thomas, thank you so much. You're great. Oh, Jane Nichols, I was like about to get to your comment and you took it back. I'm trying to get to your comment. Jane, why you deleted both your comments, Jane? Jane, no! Thank you so much, Sherry Thomas. I appreciate it. What is your thoughts on the article of XRP to 10,000 and what would your expectations of that happening? I don't care what everyone says. I'm already on the moon. Wow. Mike Smith just said Cobb's burning out. I don't think he is he? I don't think he is. He seems fine. What's your thoughts on the article of XRP to $10,000 and what would your expectation of that happening? That's a good question. That's interesting to think about. I don't think we're going to talk about that right now. I've made some pretty crazy calls with XRP. I think a lot of that comes down to just like the moving metrics of price. Like what is fiat? What is fiat at that point? Like what is fiat? What is happening with the fiat it's paired to? Are we talking about the US dollar? What's happening with the US dollar at that price? There's a lot of questions as far as legitimacy of that question, especially when you look at all these moving metrics that cryptocurrencies are not necessarily fixed to any specific price. So that's an interesting question. I'll think about that, Richard Chamberlain. I'll get back to you. Crypto Sifu says Applebee's or Chili's. I actually eat it. I don't eat either one. I never go to either one of those. Thanks for hammering out a good explanation. I've struggled to answer that to other XRP holders, decoupling questions. I'm using that. Yeah, man, use whatever. I'm here to give you guys the communication tools to just use to have this conversation away from me. So please, yeah. The reason that XRP is still so heavily coupled is because there's not enough other fiat pairings. Like there's a bunch of exchanges that have XRP to BTC and XRP to other cryptos, but they don't have XRP to other fiats around the world. And if they do, there's not enough movement or volume in those corridors for it to make sense for it to create different support lines. So it's just a matter of time for XRP to find pairings to other things other than cryptocurrencies, and what that'll look like as that happens, we'll just see. I don't know what everyone says. I'm already on the moon. Cheers. And Jane says, I asked if you think XRP will take #1. What do you think XRP will need to go to? That's a great question. I'll look at that right now. And again, hey, matey, what up? Bill Gouldy, you're late, my friend. How are you? So, Nerdy, what's up, Bill Gould? How are you? Bill Gould, good to see you. Cheers. Okay, I'm pulling this up right now. All right, XRP's at 33 cents, a market cap of about 14 billion. Bitcoin's at 4,000, market cap of 70 billion. So 2, 4, 5, it's about times 5. Very, very generalized math. And again, these are all moving metrics, so it's not really, this is not how this works really. And market cap is again a projection of the last purchase price and the coins available. So this is not a very good, it's not a very good answer. But at right now, with Bitcoin not moving at all, XRP would need to be $1.70, $1.80, and it would achieve market domination. Yeah, it's like $4. Well, $4 would be, I don't know if it'd be $4. It might be less than that. It could be like $2. Yeah, basically XRP could hit $2 and it would take the market. And it would be the dominant crypto. So there you go. That's only if Bitcoin stays at 4,000. If it stays at 4,000, then it could be $2. Yeah, it might be 3. Richard Chamberlain, you're right. It's a very moving metric. It's a very moving metric, so it's hard to say. It could be 4K. Bitcoin stays at 4K. XRP goes to like 2 or 3. If Bitcoin probably won't stay, if XRP takes a huge run like that, it'll probably be, Bitcoin will probably go up too. So, cheers. Yeah, and we're over an hour, and we're bouncing. Thank you so much. No, thank you. What's up? What's up? Why does the price change? I noticed it was 30 cents now 32. Is it meaningless? That's just depending on the buy and sell levels of the exchanges they're in the market. It's just buying pressure and selling pressure. In 2018, I saved a good amount of money only from my monthly salary. I bought XRP with it. I'm living a normal life. Cheers. KFN, thoughts on XLM launching with 40 banks on the platform that can use any currency? I saw that and I was looking at that. I think a lot of this, as much as it seems like you want to think it's something, it's kind of like the food court analogy, where like there's a lot of options out there for banks to use these different remittance service payment providers and settlement options. Whether or not they use it or not, I don't know. What's going to be easiest for them? Which one are they going to enjoy using? Which one's going to save them the most? Those are big questions. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. So thank you guys so much. We're a little bit over an hour. We did I think we answered almost all the questions that we put up on Twitter, or that you guys put up on Twitter. So cheers. Cheers. You guys are great. Thank you so much. It's been a blast. What do you guys think about the backyard stream? What do you guys think? It's sunny. It's nice. It's nice out here. I'm not sure if anything will be in the description. I'm not sure if this posts a normal description like my other one, but if there are links in the description, you should go click them, get some free stock and get into the Cash App and get a Ledger Nano S, join Binance, watch some of the other videos. What else? What else? Oh yeah, you can support me on Patreon if you want. There's a link to my Patreon. Support me for $1 a month. It means a lot. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of birds out here, but cheers. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Farewell.